Okay, yes, I'm back. So, we were there at the coming of the British. So, in 1857, uh, in 1498 CE, Vasco da Gama came to India and found out the roots. And these I was telling you that about the Dutch people. So, Dutch are actually descendants of the German clan. They are from Netherlands, Holland, and they were quite tough. Also, they were the Vikings of the Netherlands. You know, they're quite tough. They were doing business here of silk and all. India was very rich in silk and gold, spices. So these Britishers who were traveling to India, they gave informed the people going back there. As I told you, when I am in Muzaffarpur, I come and tell you what's happening here and what's not happening here. So they went and told the travelers who were coming to India, they went and told the top officials there, and the British merchants formed the East India Company in 1600 CE. Okay, with permission of the Queen, and they came and asked the Emperor Jahangir, can you give us permission? We want to do business. That's the biggest mistake was done, and they were given the permission to work in India and do the trade. And they first set up the trade business in Surat, because it's one of the biggest. It was the biggest ports at that time, and the sea routes were easy to come in from all sides, and they did that business trade in Surat. That's in Gujarat. So still Gujarat is flourishing with business. Gujarat is a very good place to do business. You know, they have no problems. They don't have any political issues. They don't have any hartals. They don't have any agitations and all. People work. They believe in hard work. Then the French also came, and the Dutch gave up before that. When the British came, the Dutch gave up. They went back to Netherlands. They went back to the East Indies, towards the other part of the world. They went and started doing business. They didn't want to fight with the British. The French also started the trading company in Bengal, that's in Chandannagar and in Puducherry near Chennai. Then a sense of rivalry developed between the French and the British. There was a problem between them, and there was a clash between the two. The British won. As a result, the French was allowed to keep Pondicherry or Puducherry right now. Then happened was the Battle of Plassey and the Battle of Buxar. Now, I am going to just tell you a brief information about it. Like the way I am going to explain, my level will go very high. You might not understand, but that too I am going to give you a brief explanation, which will be easier for you to understand. Reading the book and telling you, I won't be able to explain it so much from the book. So, but I'm going to explain it and then I'll read it for you. So you will match. We'll be on the same page. So it's on page 91. Be on that page, but I'll just explain you what happened with the Battle of Plassey. Now the Battle of Plassey was a very big victory for British, the East India Company. Now what was the East India Company? Like you must be knowing, the East India Company, or the EIC, also known as the Honorable East India Company, HEIC, East India Trading Company, East India, or the British East India Company, and informally the John Company Bahadur, or simply the company. Okay, now this East India Company was over the Nawab of Bengal and his French allies in 23rd June 1757. They fought and they took over the Nawab of Bengal and his French parts, those who were together with him in Chandannagar, right, which I had told you, under the leadership of Robert Clive. Robert Clive was in charge of the British people, which was possible due to the defection of Mir Jafar Ali Khan, who was Siraj ud Daula's commander-in-chief. He betrayed Mir Jafar. So when we speak sometimes in talks, when we are in with friends or we are talking about anything, if there is anyone deceiving us or anyone double crossing us or speaking at the back, we call him Mir Jafar. Mir Jafar had actually given up the information to the British. Mir Jafar Ali Khan was the military general who became the first dependent Nawab of Bengal of the British East India Company. His reign has been considered to be the start of British imperialism in India, and it took a very big step. So Robert Clive was in charge of the British as known as Clive of India. He was known as the Baron, the first Baron, the big boss of British Governor of Bengal presidency. He began as a writer from the East India Company who established the military and political supremacy in Bengal. Okay, which was and Mir Zafar Ali Khan was the commander of Sirajud-Dawla. So he knew all the information. So the battle helped the company seize control of Bengal. Over the next 100 years, they seized control of the entire subcontinent, Myanmar, and even Afghanistan. The battle took place in Palashi, which is called Plassey in English, on the banks of Hooghly River, that's in Kolkata. About 150 kilometers north of Kolkata and south of Murshidabad. So that's towards the border, Bangladesh border, and the capital of Bengal at that time. Now in Nadia district it's there. So then it transferred to Kolkata. And the big bosses of there was Sirajud-Dawla, the last independent Nawab of Bengal. And the British India Company, Sirajud-Dawla had become the Nawab of Bengal a year before, and he ordered the English to stop extension of their trade. But then Mir Jafar, Robert Clive bribed him, giving Hoos money, and the commander-in-chief of the Nawab's army also promised to make him the Nawab of Bengal. So Clive defeated Sirajud-Dawla at Plassey in 1757 and captured Kolkata. The battle was preceded by an attack on British-controlled Calcutta by Nawab Sirajud-Dawla and the Black Hole Massacre. There was a dungeon in Fort William in Kolkata measuring to which troops of Sirajud-Dawla, the Nawab Bengal, held British prisoners of the war night of 20th June. These are long stories, So the Black Hole, which is called. So he had kept some British prisoners. The British sent reinforcements under Colonel Clive and Charles Watson from Madras to Bengal and recaptured Kolkata. So this is what happened. Again, they captured the capture of the French fort of Chandan-Nagar. The tensions as well as Sirajud-Dawla British. This happened culminated in the Battle of Plassey. The battle was waged for 7 years, 1756 to 1763, and in the mirror of European rivalry, French East India Company sent a small contingent to fight against the British. Sirajud-Dawla had numerically superior force and made his stand at Plassey. The British, worried about being outnumbered, formed a conspiracy with Sirajud-Dawla and his superior force and made his stand at Plassey. With Mir Jafar, they bribed Mir Jafar, as I told you, such as Yar Latuf Khan, Jagat Seths, and the Mahab Chand and the Sarup Chand, Umid Chand, Duriwala and all. They tried to make this assembled troops near the battlefield, made move to actually battle with Sirajud-Dawla. Sirajud-Dawla's army had 50,000 soldiers, 40 cannons, 10 war elephants, was defeated by 3,000 soldiers. Was defeated by 3,000 soldiers on Robert while owning the fight of Sirajud-Dawla from the battlefield, and the battle ended in 11 hours. So this was a great fight between the Plassey and the British and the Indians. That was the Battle of Plassey, when they started getting their main enforcements, their power into Bengal and Kolkata. And in your book it is also like that. The Mughal Empire gradually weakened after the death of Aurangzeb in 1707, and the English East India Company became more ambitious. When the Nawabs, when the Mughals are also going away, we have come into this place, we have to capture this place. This is the gold, very rich place. They wanted to take control over various parts of India. They wanted to bring Bengal under their control because it was the richest province in the country. This was the reason behind Battle of Plassey that took place in 1757. The British had started maintaining an army in Bengal. They also began to fortify Calcutta. Now it's Kolkata. Sirajud-Dawla, the Nawab of Bengal, ordered the removal of British army and all the fortifications. When the British refused, he declared war on them. However, the British under Robert Clive emerged victorious. Sirajud-Dawla was captured and put to death. This was the first step towards the conquest of Bengal, but nothing about Mir Jafar is written here. So I just told you what, how did they come to know? See, if I don't get information like what's happening, what are you doing, what are you not doing, how will I know what's happening in the class? I need an informer, right? See, sir, this is all going on inside the class. If you come to know, I'll tell you all these things. So when I come into the class, I know what is preparing. So I don't do that, but I'm just giving you an example. So this is what happened. They got in touch with Mir Jafar, his main commander of Sirajadala, bribed him money and said, we'll make you the Nawab of Bengal, don't worry. So you give us all the information. What are their plans, what are they planning, how they're going to attack and all that. So they automatically, he came with 5,000 soldiers, he came with 3,000 only. He had so many war elephants, cannons, those huge barrel gun, you put gunpowder inside and those, it's called a top, which you say. And then that's what happened, and the British got more power over Bengal and Calcutta, and they based this. So this is how British came in. They were very clever. They used to bribe people. They had more money, but India was very rich, and Bengal was also very rich in culture, minerals, gold, materials, everything. So they wanted to make their head office here and rule this place and loot everything. So they actually looted India so much that we are in this position today in the third world, or we would have been in the first world today. So that's the main problem. But whatever, history will repeat itself. We'll come back to power again, one day or the other. So see you in the next class again. We'll continue with Battle of Buxar. Then we'll go to the revolt of 1857. It's about the Hindu Muslims revolt which was happening. Then the Indian National Congress formed, and after the National Congress was formed, the partition of Bengal happened, the Swadeshi movement. So it's a very interesting chapter. We just can't rush through it, so you have to know about it. What's your culture of India, what happened actually in India, so your country. So see you again, and take care of yourselves, be good, study and play and do whatever you want after you do your studies. Respect your parents and love them. Bye bye, take care.